Hey everybody, welcome back with the newest combat patch. Mirthwood early game has changed. Now before, the guides that we created before, they're fine, they're still applicable, but now this new combat patch changes the way we want to start off our game in order to maximize our armor and our weapons. That's only if you're playing in the normal version of the game. If you're playing the easy combat, then you can still use the old guide and walkthrough, and that's fine. Here we're going to pick up the rusty iron sword, which we did in the past walkthrough, but we didn't grab the bag that's on there, and we're not going to grab any chests and any bags until we complete this next step that I'm going to show you. So once again, what we're doing is we're going to go grab the lucky dice immediately. Before we went around Bright Oak and blah blah blah, but the problem was that was fine for a regular guide and walkthrough. For this combat patch, it's more important if you're starting off new and you want to get through the game in the most efficient way possible is to make a beeline for Fernfoots. We're not going to do anything because we don't have any feathers, but from Fernfoots we can wrap around and go grab those lucky dice. So the lucky dice are important because when you grab something from a chest or a container, you have a chance to grab more gold. So that's why I was telling you don't grab anything ahead of time. Just grab the rusty iron sword, and the reason you're grabbing the rusty iron sword is because there's an assassin around here that can whoop you. If you don't care about... I'm not going to fight the assassin, I really don't care. I'm just looking to get to this table as quickly as possible, but I was waiting for him to do that attack so I can just get him out of the picture. So here we are, this is what we're looking to get. And I'm equipping them immediately, the loaded dice. I keep calling them lucky dice for some reason, whatever, it doesn't matter. The loaded dice are right here, and this is going to be the key to unlocking our potential in the beginning of the game. If we've grabbed the loaded die, we're going to make our way back to Bright Oak. So we're going to follow along this path that goes north of Fernfoot, but we're not going to go visit Fernfoot because we don't have any feathers. But at the end of this path, right before you get to the bridge into Bright Oak, you can go north. And when you go north, you're going to find an iron bar. So you're wondering, well, yeah, okay, an iron bar, that's great. And it's like, no, it's great. You need iron bars. You need 2 of them to craft an anvil, right? But the problem is iron can be found in the marshes where silt lurkers are. And with the new combat patch, dude, silt lurkers are a menace. They hit hard and they hit fast. And if you're really good at melee damage and melee fighting, I guess you'll be fine. The game hasn't skyrocketed in difficulty, but it is harder now. So I'm trying to get you to the anvil as quick as possible so that we can start crafting better armor and better weapons. That's really what it's all about. Here, I'm going along and picking up everything I can, but we're going to pick up some stuff that normally you would say, well, that's doesn't really matter, does it? No, it matters now, because what we're going to do is we're going to pick up items to sell. And the reason we're picking up items to sell is because, remember, armor and weapons, you need to buy the diagrams before you can craft them. So we need money to be able to do that. With our new loaded die equipped, every time we check a chest or every time we check a container, we're getting more money for it. So that's important. Shadow in the Night gets triggered, and now we're going to go south and pick up a copper bar that's on the floor. And you know this copper bar. We grabbed it in our original guide and walkthrough. But here we're going to head on south, and it's a little bit different. And the reason we're heading on south is because in this area you can grab 2 containers that you don't steal from. It's just open. One is here, and you have a chest for gold, and guess what? Even though I got 1 gold, it's better than nothing. And then I'm going to grab the other container that's a little bit south, and then it gives me another chance for some more gold, which I did grab. It's just 1, but again, it's better than nothing. So here I'm going to loop back around, and because I'm already here, I'm going to go talk to the stranger to trigger the next part of the main quest. The main quest, all it does is advance the story, but I might as well get it out of the way because I'm going to go back home to sleep in a little bit. And the reason I'm going to do that is because, as you can see, my health has not regenerated from the prologue. I got whooped by one of the bandits. So because of that, I need to go rest to bring up my health. So now before I do that, I'm going to go around town and I'm going to collect all the trout that are on the lines. And we did this in the other guiding walkthrough. We can get 8 trout. We grabbed all the ones in the prologue, on the boat, etc. And now we're grabbing the ones around town, and I'm selling everything I don't need. This is par for the course. We've been doing this in all of our in our other guide and walkthrough. So now after I grab the trout that I can, I'm going to go ahead into the inn to progress the road to Bright Oak. There's another reason I'm coming into this inn, and not just to advance the story or to advance the beginning of the game, but I'm going to buy the fried trout recipe, same as in the other guide and walkthrough. That's, again, par for the course, but I'm going to do it now because I'm heading over to see the blacksmith. So the blacksmith is the second source of the iron bar that we need, and I'm just going to pick up the quests along the way because, why not? Also near the blacksmith, there are two, not chests, but they're barrels I can loot, and they have a chance to give me gold too. So all of this is gearing up for me to have a really, really strong start and get a little bit kitted out before I head out into the world to explore. For the most part, the combat updates, they haven't made bandits any more challenging. They're not really challenging, right? You just poke them and walk back, poke them, walk back. It's pretty easy. You can't spam strong attack anymore. You can't do that. You run out of stamina super quick, and then you're kind of left with nothing to do, and you just get hammered. So that's one of the biggest changes. You can't spam strong attack anymore, and with the bow, you can't just spam bow because you run out of stamina and you've been slowed down. So the enemies will catch up to you. But if we have high armor and we have good weapons, then we're able to tank a little bit more hits, and we're also able to deal a little bit more damage, and it'll help us progress through the early part of the game better. The early part is the hardest part because it's where we don't have enough armor, we don't have strong weapons. So when we're meeting bandits, we're like, oh, whatever. But then we start meeting, silt lurkers, and we start meeting spriggans, and we start meeting werewolves, and that gets tough. That really does get tough. So here what I've done is I've searched through because I wanted to get some gold from that barrel, and then I said, okay, well, cool, I'm here. I might as well just craft my fried trout. So I just eat a piece of bread, and I craft all of my fried trout all at once. So I have not crafted anything, guys, at all yet, right? I haven't crafted anything. Here I'm going to craft all the trout I have, and look what happens. I level up. So keep that in mind. One of the biggest benefits of me doing what I'm doing and doing it all at once like this and crafting my honey and apples is I level up. My hunger drains slower now, and I want to get to the point where my stamina drains slower too. Because max stamina determines what actions you can take when battling. So you can see on my stamina bar, there's a little purple bar. That my stamina can't go higher than that anymore. I have to sleep in order to replenish that or take a potion. So I want my stamina to drain, my main stamina bar to drain slower, so I have more of my stamina bar available to me when I go and battle. And I'm gonna need it. I'm telling you that. You saw on screen that I grabbed the blacksmith hammer from the tree. I went around the lake because I can grab more barrels and stuff, maybe boxes that there's something in there. I missed those trout. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. It doesn't matter. You can grab it yourself. There's also a trout here. But as you can see, with 7 I leveled up, which is what I wanted. So I go back to the blacksmith, and I'm going to hand him my hammer, and he's going to give me my second iron bar. But here is a place I was telling you can also grab 2, and guess what? I grabbed gold. And I looked at the other barrel, and I also grabbed a little bit of gold. So now, before in the other guides and walkthroughs, we wouldn't care. Now we do. We care because we want to be making sure that we're maximizing our gold in the early game. Alright, so once this is done, this shop is going to open tomorrow. So I need to go sleep. I need to go sleep, replenish my health, replenish my stamina, and come back tomorrow. And the shop is not going to be open. There it is. That's what I wanted. So now we are going to get you... I'm going to go around and just pick stuff up, but really our main goal now is to go pick up the strongest pants in the game. I know that sounds hilarious. That's not necessarily true. There are stronger armor pants, but in the early game, this is the best pair of pants you can grab, and it's really close by. I'm going to sell everything I don't need. So you saw me, I was picking up the Joker's clothing. The reason I'm doing that is the two articles of clothing are really close by the blacksmith shop. There's one right below it, and there's one right above it next to the bathhouse. So I might as well just do that. Get some extra gold right off. Get some extra renown right off the bat, and I can sell those items that I'm not going to use. So I end up selling the jester's hat, and I end up selling the jester's pants, and I keep the coat because it has a higher defense, and it has 2 defense versus 1 defense, which is what I currently have. So there's the last piece, which is the jester's garment, and that gives me the 2 defense that I want. And again, the pants. I'm talking about the pants. So the pants are directly north of here, but I'm going to first go talk to Kimberly at the farm to make sure that I can go get the tools. So again, all of this, I'm doing all of this on the first day. It's for spring because I did the prologue and stuff, but it's really the first day. I haven't slept. I haven't done anything. I'm just gone around the town and done what I need to do. So if you follow me here on the mini map, you can see I go talk to Kimberly in Northdale Farm, and she tells me buy the pea, buy the onion, yeah, grab the tools. I said okay. I go ahead and do that, and again, I've been selling everything I don't need up until this point. Look at how much money I have. I am rich. I am rich for the start of this game. I have 500 gold. The strongest sword in the game, the diagram for it costs 500 gold, right? You can see where we're going with this. So here we go. We're going to go up to the northeastern part from the farm, and we're going to run until we get to this point. Well, the deer, not until we get to the deer, but until we get to this point where the road curves, and we're going to keep going north. So the road curves to the right, but we're going to keep going north. Sometimes there's a wanderer here. Sometimes there's an assassin. I don't really care. I'm here to get those pants. So the rugged black trousers, there's some rugged brown ones too, but the rugged black trousers are the strongest pants you can get in the early game. They have 3 defense. So that's what I care about. And then I'm just going to run down. You can lose them. You can lose enemies if you sprint away. This is what I did here. I sprinted away a little bit, and the enemies just lost interest. But I picked up my tools, and I went back home, and I planted the seeds before I slept. So we did a full. It just took us 12 minutes to loop around, collect everything. I now have a bunch of gold on me. I have the best pants. I have good defense. I have a good helmet for defense. I have a rusty iron sword, and now I'm set up for success because I got those loaded dice generating me money every time I look into containers. So that's going to do it for the early game start. We're going to cover more videos on the combat as we go on, but thank you for watching.